Welcome to Bayou Time. I'm Jacob DeGate, and it's now my pleasure to be joined by the Executive Director of the Bayou Community Foundation, Jennifer Armand. Thank you very much for joining us. We certainly appreciate having you on.
Jacob. Yes.
Okay, can you tell me just a little bit background on the Bayou Community Foundation for the viewers out there who may not be familiar with it?
Sure. Bayou Community Foundation was formed, actually, it'll be 10 years this summer.
Wow.
By a group of local residents and business leaders in Lafourche and Terrebonne as really a bucket of philanthropy for our area. What they noticed is that after Hurricanes Katrina and Rita, Gustav and Ike, and then in 2010 after the Gulf oil spill, our community here had no bucket to receive philanthropic gifts from across the country if and when the next disaster struck. So they put their money where their mouths were and started the foundation. And this bucket of relief has truly been working hard since Hurricane Ida on August 29th.
Yeah. There's a lot of charity that needs to go around, certainly with the devastation that was caused.
Yes. So BCF activated the Bayou Recovery Fund for Hurricane Ida relief on August 27th, 2 days before the storm, when we knew that it was headed right for us. And we knew from our friends in the Lake Charles area that the devastation was going to be immense from what we saw after Hurricane Laura there. So we opened the Bayou Recovery Fund, and the response from donors across the country, individuals, corporations, foundations, has just been phenomenal. So many people care about our area and were really touched by the pictures they saw and the stories they heard. So we have been able to collect over $7 million in donations for the Bayou Recovery Fund. And so far we've granted out over $3.7 million of that for critical relief and recovery efforts.
Okay, and that grant process, is that still ongoing, or can you tell people out there on how they may be able to apply for that?
Sure. Now, our grants are only for nonprofit organizations, so BCF supports nonprofit efforts that provide the services that people need for relief and recovery. So eligible nonprofits can apply at our website, bayoucf.org, under the Bayou Recovery Fund for Hurricane Ida Relief Grants tab, and we just have a rolling application process for that. We've seen that over the past couple of months, our community has moved from emergency relief efforts to now we're on the road to recovery. So most of our grants right now are focused on some of our critical recovery needs, such as housing. And we are very excited that we've been able to fund over $1.4 million in grants so far for housing, because we know it is so important. We've supported efforts to provide campers to folks in Lafourche and Terrebonne, home building projects, repair projects with donated building supplies. And we're so excited now to be working with Holy Family Catholic Church in Dulac and the Mennonites who are here from all over the country volunteering. And right now I think we have 6 homes being built from the ground up, and I think about 10 that are under repair right now through our grants.
Wow, that's amazing. It's amazing to see people coming from all over the country who may not have ever visited this area or may never even known anybody from this area to come in and pitch in and give their help. It's certainly wonderful to see.
Right.
Okay. In the grant process itself, I guess who's evaluating and how does that work?
Right. We have a independent grants committee that reviews all of our grants requests. And for the Bayou Recovery Fund grants, we're trying to go through those as quickly as we can to review them and get the money out, because we know these programs are so critical and in urgent need. In addition to the Bayou Recovery Fund, BCF for the past 10 years has had an annual nonprofit grants program, and that is separate and apart from Hurricane Ida relief and recovery. That is just for nonprofits to carry out other critical programs, education, human services, workforce development, etc. And that grants program just opened this week, and we are accepting grant applications online through March 8th from eligible nonprofits for that. Like I said, that's separate and apart from relief and recovery.
And I'm sure a lot of the nonprofits out there who relied on fundraising efforts, they've had COVID that really has hindered over the past year or so their efforts to raise that money. So this is another avenue for them to be able to get some funds to do the good work.
Yes, exactly. We were fortunate in 2020 to be able to grant out over $800,000 for COVID relief grants to help nonprofits exactly with that, as well as adjusting maybe their own operations to deal with the COVID crisis. And we, as part of our money that we've already allocated for Bayou Recovery Fund, we've been able to support nonprofits who've had their own damages or had to replace their own equipment in order to resume services. So we are very much in the business of helping our nonprofits help our community.
All right, we got about a minute left. I'm sure there's some more information that you want to get out there about the foundation.
Yes, I would just like to invite any of our local residents who would like to get involved in the work that we do to please visit our website, contact us to find out more about the work of Bayou Community Foundation. If you're interested in supporting us, we invite you to do that, to learn about the programs that we are involved in. We really look forward to not just helping over the next few weeks and few months in recovery, but really playing a role in helping our community build back stronger and better.
Okay, and that website, is that on Facebook or they have your own
website, bayoucf.org.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining us, and we certainly appreciate all the hard work that you put in.
Sure, thank you.
All right, stay tuned for more right here on HTV.